The Alberta Urban Municipalities Association held its three-day convention in Edmonton last week, and some local figures were in attendance. The association has rebranded as Alberta Municipalities and represents a large number of Alberta communities, from small summer villages all the way to big cities like Edmonton. Mayor Gerald Albers says it was a productive convention and was happy to meet in person for the first time in 2 years to connect with new mayors from across the province.
For some members, it was their very first convention to interact with other people, ask questions, learn, attend different sessions, interact with the government of the day, as well as the opposition. And I think it was a well-attended event. It was well-run.
Mayor Albers, along with city councillors and officials, also met with the Minister of Municipal Affairs and senior members of the RCMP. They discussed staffing and other challenges the force is facing and invited the minister to the city.
To have the opportunity to see it firsthand, because a lot of people wonder how we deliver that. I'd bring any department staff with him that would like to join him to see this firsthand, because I know they often wonder how we do it in Lloydminster.
Albers also had the chance to meet with the newly elected mayors of Vermilion and Wainwright and will be following up with them to work on regional priorities. Math isn't typically a subject that a lot of students enjoy. Same for me. But one local school has come up with a creative way to get kids excited about math, as Jasmine King learns more in this week's Beyond the Classroom.
In collaboration with Lakeland College, a math fair was held earlier this week at Jack Kemp Community School. There were various math games and puzzles created by the Lakeland College elementary education students.
They're doing activities with dice and with cards. There's bowling pins in there. They're playing games where they have to solve problems to get to the next problem, to unlock a lock, to get into the treasure chest. So these kids are actually doing a lot of things that make math fun.
The Math Fair is an annual event for students at Lakeland College. It gives them their first chance to get a hands-on teaching experience with the younger kids and learn what works and doesn't work for them.
It's a great opportunity as a new teacher to get in there and just experience it. Experience what it's like having kids coming through and creating activities that they actually really enjoy, rather than just saying, here's a worksheet, complete it. It's a great opportunity for them to just learn what kids really enjoy.
At the grade 3 age, a lot of students don't get excited about math, but when math problems are disguised as games, they connect better with the learning.
I think that children have fun when they're playing games, and it really helps them to better understand concepts that are around them. And they're having fun learning concepts they're learning without even knowing that they're learning. When they play these games, you can see the smiles on their faces, and you can see that they're winning at math, and they're deepening their understanding, and they're having fun doing it.
And that's it for this week's Beyond the Classroom. Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
At Lakeland College, our students are challenged to go beyond the classroom, so when industry knocks, they're ready to thrive. Learn more at lakelandcollege.ca.
The local RCMP is looking to the community for questions or concerns, as our Josh Howerluck has details on this year's Let's Talk Policing campaign.
Today I'm joined by Constable Melanie Flynn from the Lloydminster RCMP to talk about their Let's Talk Policing campaign. So to start, could you maybe just give me a little bit of an explanation about what the Let's Talk Policing campaign is?
Yeah, so we are hosting the Let's Talk Policing campaign in collaboration with the City of Lloydminster again this year. It's something we've done for the past, 2 years now, due to COVID. So COVID has put a bit of a damper on our in-person and public forums. So the Let's Talk Policing campaign is replacing the in-person town hall meetings and in-person public forums, and it's something that is virtual. So it's a virtual campaign.
So you had mentioned that you had done something like this in previous years. What was the response that you guys received?
So the response has been a positive one. We got a lot of feedback, a lot of input last year, and we're hoping that we are successful and have a lot of input and feedback this year as well. But that is going to require residents to log on to that virtual site and get involved in a conversation and provide us with their input and their feedback.
And so after the campaign is over, what does the RCMP do with all the feedback that they received?
So yeah, with this forum, we compile the information provided by the public. And with that information, it goes into our strategic planning for the year to come. So we set forth certain priorities for police here in Lloydminster based on the community's feedback.
So what do you and the RCMP hope to accomplish through the campaign?
We just take it and compile, and we're actually engaged. So it's more of a public engagement when we're on the virtual campaign. So people can pose questions, they can make comments, they can provide feedback, and then we can respond. So it runs from November 15th to December 6th. So in that time frame, we're able to respond to those questions that people might be posing. And then we take that into consideration when we're planning for our priorities for the year to come.
And where are people able to get access to this forum if they want to participate?
So yeah, it's a virtual campaign. You can log on to yourvoicellloyd.ca. So that's yourvoicellloyd.ca. And it runs from November 15th to December 6th. And yeah, you can look for it as well on the City of Lloydminster's Facebook page. There's some posts about it on there as well.
And as for this year's campaign, what has been the response you guys have received so far?
So far, I think it's been going well, but we really encourage people to get on there, provide us feedback. We really want to hear from the people that we serve and get a full understanding on, how we're performing as the police in the City of Lloydminster.
That's all the questions that I had. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about the campaign?
Just that it's really important for residents to log on and provide feedback, comments, questions, whatever that might be, just so we can take that into consideration. When we're not having these public in-person forums, it's really tough to grasp an understanding of what people are thinking, what residents are thinking. So really encourage people to get on there.
Great. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Now, let's check in with Shelby Clark for your first look at weather.
Thanks so much, Tate. Now taking a first look at your weather forecast for here in the border city, we are sitting at -12. We don't have as much as a wind chill as we were seeing yesterday, but we are still feeling like around -19 with that wind chill. I've seen that 14 kilometers an hour winds coming from the south, and we are seeing a mix of some sun and cloud, but more in the evening it will get a little bit cloudier, although we did see a little bit more sun throughout the day. Switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan here. On the Alberta side, most are sitting at that -12, -13 mark, -14 in St. Paul, while Edmonton and Provost are a little bit warmer at -6 and -8 degrees, -11 in Vegreville and Vermilion, while Marwayne is also at that -12 mark. Switching over to the Saskatchewan side here, they are seeing some slightly cooler temperatures, especially up in Isle Cross and Green Lake, seeing -17 at the moment, -13 in Pearson and St. Walburg, -14 in Meadow Lake, while Maidstone and North Battleford are at -12, and Macklin is the warmest at -8. But for North Battleford overnight, they will be going down to a low low of minus 17. They will be seeing a little bit of cloudy skies throughout the night and be seeing some periods of snow throughout the night as well. Tomorrow they will warm up to minus 3 and they will be seeing a little bit more sun peeking behind those clouds. Switching over to Cold Lake overnight, they'll be going down to a low of minus 15. They will cool down quite a bit with a lot more cloudier skies, but they won't be seeing as much snow throughout the night. Tomorrow they will be warming up to minus 1 there for their high, and they will be seeing some icier conditions since they will be warming up, especially from seeing a cooler day today. So be careful out there if you are driving on those roads. And for here in the border city overnight, we'll be going down to a low of minus 14 with that wind chill. Will feel like around minus 19 throughout the evening and night. And tomorrow we will warm up as well to minus 1. So we will be seeing a nicer day tomorrow. Switching over to our 3-day forecast for here in the border city. As I was saying, Thursday we will see a nicer day with minus 1. Friday we'll start off the weekend with a lot more beautiful temperatures with plus 4 on Friday with a little bit more sun peeking behind those clouds. But there will be around a 60% chance of some precipitation on Friday to start off the weekend. And Saturday we'll see a nicer temperature as well with minus 4 on Saturday with a little bit more sun as well. That's our first look at your weather forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
The Lloydminster Exhibition Association has announced a 3-year partnership with New Lloydminster Nissan. The agreement will see Lloydminster continuing to host the Canadian Finals as well as the 2022 New Lloydminster Nissan CPCA Finals that will be held from August 17th to the 21st. They also plan to have a 5-day festival of racing and a premier event in the border city.
You know, I know some of the past sponsors have just kind of been all about the finals in itself and that's it. I'm not scared to put my money where my mouth is to some degree and help out the CPCA.
The family-oriented events will include barbecues, special sales, business decorations, and promotions. The CPCA is grateful for the new sponsorship and hopes that more people come out to help keep the Western heritage sport alive.
Just like I say, like those last 2 years has been really trying on everybody, you know, with the economy and everything like that. But, you know, for, you know, Nissan to come, you know, step up and say, this is what we can do for you guys in the Lloyd X, it's huge, you know. People like that, that's what keeps us, you know, keeps us going, right? So.
New Lloydminster Nissan will also be giving away a brand new SUV. The Lloyd X will have more announcements coming up before the 2022 CPCA Finals. Now we'll toss to Shelby Clark once again for your second look at weather.
Thanks so much, Tate. Now taking another look at your weather forecast. We'll be starting off with taking a look at temperatures around the central region of Alberta and Saskatchewan here. On the Alberta side, they are seeing some slightly warmer temperatures with Jasper even at that +1 mark right now. -2 in Red Deer, while Rocky Mountain House is at -3, -7 and -8 in Edson and Edmonton, and it is -10 and -13 in Whitecourt and Athabasca right now. And switching over to the Saskatchewan side here for the central region, Cold Lake and North Balfour are both at -12 as well. The same here as the border city. -13 in Saskatoon, while they are seeing some slightly cooler temperatures compared to the Alberta side, with Meadow Lake at -14, -16 Prince Albert, and Melfort is at -19. But switching over to our northern region, they are seeing a lot more cooler temperatures, even reached past those -20 points in most spots. South End is at -22, -20 in Uranium City, while Stony Rapids is the coolest at -25, -18 in Flin Flon and Wollaston Lake, while it's -19 in La Ronge, and the rest are sitting at that -17 mark. Switching over to this side here, it is -11 in Slave Lake and Grand Prairie, -10 in Peace River, while Fort McMurray is at -14, and high levels almost reached that -20 mark as well there, with Fort Chipewyan hitting -21 degrees. And switching over to our southern region, as you can see, they are seeing some nice warmer temperatures compared to what we are seeing in the central and northern region. +1 in Lethbridge, while Medicine Hat is at -1, 0 in Calgary, while Coronation and Banff have reached those minus points as well, with -2 and -6 degrees. So switching over to this side here, they are seeing those double-digit temps, so they are cooled down quite a bit over on the Saskatchewan side here, with -9 in Swift Current, -10 in Kindersley, while the rest are seeing -12 in Moose Jaw. Regina is at -14. It is -16 and -17 in Estevan and Yorkton. But going back across the region, the temperatures overnight tonight, we are cooling down quite a bit compared to what we've been seeing earlier on in the week. It is -11 for Provost and Wainwright throughout the night, -13 in Murnum, -15 in Bonnyville, while Unity and Pearson will be seeing -17, -18, -19 in Paradise Hill and Isle Cross, while Meadow Lake is reaching that -20 point for our lows tonight. But we will be seeing a lot of cloudier skies throughout the night for most spots across the region. And moving on to temperatures tomorrow on the board here, we will be warming up quite a bit there to hitting from that 0 mark to around -2, -3. Isle Cross will be a little bit cooler, hitting -7 tomorrow. And switching over to our 7-day forecast here in the border city. Thursday we'll see a little bit more cloudier skies, but it will warm up to -1. Friday will start off the weekend a lot warmer with +4 on Friday with a mix of some sun and cloud, but we will be seeing a higher chance of some flurries as well on Friday. Saturday and Sunday we'll see -4 on Saturday with a little bit more sun peeking behind those clouds, ending off with +4 on Sunday. So seeing a nicer temperatures for our weekend. And starting off next week, we'll be seeing those plus temperatures, you know, starting off a bit warmer with Monday with +3. Tuesday we'll be hitting that 0 mark, and Wednesday we'll be seeing +4. So we'll be seeing some nicer temperatures next week. That's another look at your weather forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
Stephanie Dobson is back with us this week for another segment of Healthy, Thriving Family After Divorce. And Stephanie, the holidays are coming up soon, quicker than most of us would probably like. And so we are going to do a series, basically a 4-part series on divorce and separation during the holidays. So let's first start out by discussing with our viewers, what are some of the things that we'll be chatting about over the next 4 weeks?
Sure. You know, when I was trying to think of what we would talk about today, I was starting to think about the holidays. And you know, as I look at all of the different issues that come up for families, there's so many of them. So I came up with 4 different segments. So the first one, so today we're going to be talking about families who are still living under one roof, but who may be thinking about separation or divorce. And then next week, we'll talk about families who have recently split. So those are for families who are probably going through their very first Christmas with having a 2-home family. And then in week 3, we're going to be talking about families who have already been split for quite some time. And they may have had some successes in the past and some challenges in the past, but what they're looking to do is to improve the holiday season. And then in week 4, we're going to be looking at holiday considerations for blended families. So of course, the families who have been separated for a long, long time and who may have step families and lots of extended family to think about. So there's lots to talk about, obviously. So today, let's get started with my top 3 tips for families considering separation.
All right, Stephanie, and with that, your number 1 tip says, keep the household as stress-free as possible. So what are some of the ways to do that?
You know, when parents are considering a split, there's usually a heightened degree of conflict that comes through the household, that permeates the household. This is just the nature of this particular stage of the relationship breakdown. For kiddos, though, the holiday memories are usually filled with things like visits with extended family, planning for Santa's arrival, fulfilling other people's wish lists and creating their own wish lists and other traditions. You know, there's no doubt that your kids are going to feel the added stress in the household. And in my opinion, the best gift that you can give them, I talk a lot about parental conflict. So to me, the best gift that you can give them is reducing the parental conflict and letting them enjoy their traditions. You know, you can always pick things back up in January if that's when you're planning on making your decision for a more longer term separation or divorce. And, you know, if you and your spouse can't do things together, if the household conflict is really just too high, you may want to plan for things doing things together, or separately with the kiddos. So, for example, one person might enjoy the outdoors and you might plan on taking the kids things like sledding, on walks, or even to view the neighborhood lights. And the other parent might enjoy more indoor things like baking, preparing special dishes for the holiday meals, decorating the house, wrapping presents. There's all sorts of different things that you can think about. So, you know, the kids don't have to know that you're looking to plan things separately. You can just go ahead and do it and make it all about the kids.
And tip number 2, Stephanie, is to, and you kind of talked a little bit about this, is create lasting memories. So what are some things that parents who are involved in the separation and divorce process can do to help make that happen?
if you're looking to wait for the holidays to be done before starting down the path of separation or divorce, you're not alone. January is actually known as International Divorce Month, and there's a reason for that. It's when a lot of people decide they're going to pull the plug on their relationship. They want to start fresh, and January just seems to be the month that people tend to get started on that. So, with respect to Christmas, this may be just the last time that kids will experience Christmas with both parents in one home. So next year, they'll be creating new traditions at mom's house, new traditions at dad's house. This is going to bring some excitement, but also lead to sadness. So for this year, for those families who are still under one roof, but considering separation, create memories that are going to last for a lifetime for the kids and do everything to make it as positive as possible.
And the last tip, Stephanie, is to give yourself some space. Why is this important?
Well, we've talked about the kids in tips 1 and 2, but being in the midst of a high conflict household is obviously a very stressful thing to do. It's easier said than done to put on a smile and to put up with the stress of knowing that there's not only conflict, but there's anticipating this separation and divorce and this long year ahead for you. So, if you can, try to be true to yourself and think about your own wellness during this time. So giving yourself some space. It's important that you take time away from the family, perhaps just to do things on your own. So things like, taking in a holiday movie at the theater. Now that they're open back up, you can enjoy that on your own or with a friend. You might want to read a book while sipping your favorite holiday drink at the local coffee shop, or even taking in a fitness class. Taking this time away for yourself and time away from your family and even away from your kids will help everyone in your household see the healthy and resilient side of you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Stephanie, and we will be back next week to continue this series.
Great. Thanks, Stacey.
I'm happy to be joined today on Primetime Local News by a very familiar face around here. Rafi Jag is with us today. And Rafi, you're actually in Lloydminster today, still doing this via Zoom, obviously, but thanks for chatting with us.
Of course, it's always my pleasure to be here and updating you guys.
Well, and we have some very exciting news. You'll be representing Canada in an event in Dubai. Tell me about that. We talked a little bit about it in the last interview, but tell me how things have changed and what's happened since then.
So actually, it's been a while that I've been invited to Dubai to perform with other seasoned performers, and it has also came from my previous competition, which is World Championships of Performing Arts, where I was discovered by other producers who are holding it there. And so I was picked among other very talented artists in the world. And there are only 20 of us to represent our countries. And I'm so proud to be holding up Canada's flag.
So when does that happen again? Do you have to go back to Dubai before the end of the year yet?
Yes, so I'm actually flying out to Dubai on November 30th, and the competition is on December 6th. Yeah, so that's the grand finals.
And what happens in that competition? Is there a number of different songs you have to sing, or what exactly? Explain to us, I guess, a little bit how that competition will work when you're in Dubai.
So it's the grand finals on December 6th, and 20 of us will be competing with one upbeat song and one ballad that we have prepared. And throughout these few months, I've been working really hard with choreography to make sure that everything is tight and intact for when I compete with all these other performers.
And what happens if you win? Where do you go from there then?
So if I win, I do the grand prize. There is a recording deal which would be amazing for me. And we get invited to Dubai the next year to be a guest performer there, and different opportunities actually will arise from it. And it's just a really great way to share my talent. And another fun fact is that the Sheikh is actually going to be there from Dubai, which is just very overwhelming. And it's so surreal that I'm performing for these people. And yeah, I'm just so thankful.
It must be quite an experience, just even to be over in Dubai to begin with, but then to be over there and performing, and just the honor of that. It must be just very incredible for you to think that you've made it this far.
hmm Yeah, it's very, very, my heart is glowing, and I'm so filled with gratitude to everyone that's helped me and everyone that's continuing to support me be where I am today.
And now you also have a concert in the works. Tell me about the concert.
Yeah, so my concert is being held in Edmonton, and it is an album release, as well as a promotion for my competition in Dubai. And it's being held this Saturday, actually on the 27th, where I will be performing a set of 12 songs, some of my own songs and some of my other favorite songs. And I will be accompanied by a very, very talented musician, and I will have other talented guest performers as well.
And is this an in-person show? Can people actually show up to watch it this time? And can they watch it virtually as well if they choose?
Yes, actually, I'm very, very excited to say that this is an in-person show. So this is the first in-person show that I have done since way before COVID happened. So that's going to be really exciting. And I'm dabbling into interacting with people again. And that's just so amazing to have that opportunity. So people can go to watch it as well. And it will have a dinner and also a dance right after.
So where is the concert and what time does it start? And how can people get tickets for that event?
So the concert is in Edmonton. It's at Manila Grill. It's at the Pavilion. And for tickets, they could just contact me actually at my Instagram, which is Rafi Jag, or my phone number. So 780-214-2790.
Well, this is just such an exciting time for you. And every time we speak to you, it seems like things keep getting better and better. Can you look
Yeah.
ahead past the concert and past the event in Dubai, or are you just focusing on those two things right now?
So I'm very, very excited to say actually that after Dubai, I do have another single coming out. It's with Velveteen Studio over in Edmonton, and we have worked together for the past few months trying to put a piece together, another piece of art that I would love to express to other people. And it's one of my favorite songs that I've written and made with them. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And that should come right after Dubai.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us again. It's always a pleasure to hear what you've been up to. And once again, Rafi, just to remind people, where can they find you on social media to get information about everything that you're doing?
So if you'd like to keep up with me on all my social medias, it's at Rafi Jag, RAFIJAG.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us, and good luck with everything. I know that we're going to be hearing from you again soon. Like I said, it just always seems to be onward and upward for you. So congratulations, and thanks again for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you so much for having me again, Stacey. Thank you.
And ending off with taking a quick look at your 7-day forecast once again. Tomorrow, Thursday, we will be seeing a warmer day with -1 there. So enjoy the nicer temperatures throughout the week. To end off on Friday, we'll see +4 to start off the weekend. So nicer temperatures for this weekend coming up with -4 on Saturday with a mix of some sun and cloud. And we'll be ending off the weekend on Sunday a bit warmer with +4 with a little bit more sun peeking behind those clouds. And starting off next week, we'll see some warmer temperatures as well with +3 on Monday starting off. Tuesday, we'll be hitting that 0 mark, but we will still be seeing that mix of some sun and cloud on Tuesday and Wednesday as well, with even seeing +4 on Wednesday.
That's all the time we have for right now, though we do have some more news coming up after this next break. So stay tuned for more, and I'm Tate Lakecraft.